a lot of time to make to make something credible for making this film as a budget. It was not easy for me as a producer to look for money and then to change a cap and making the film as a filmmaker and thinking about artistic things. It was for me something big experience, but which is really important in this experience, that I understood that money finally just like don't make the film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need the money for make the film, but it's all first to have an that's positive filming for your idea, to have something clear in your mind, because especially when we are talking on documentary, it's not easy to talk about scripts, first sequence to the second sequence. So the documentary is like we work in documentary in each phase of making documentary.
Mm-hmm.
In editing, we have a lot of work, a lot of rushes, and for me, for example, I have 500 hour of rushes. So in financing, it is a lot of work, because the funding of documentary, they give a small amount. It's good, but you should to take a lot of time to reach the budget. I mean, how I did it, it was like just the patience to making this film and to finishing this film. As a producer, if I was looking for winning the money or winning as a producer, this film will never be existent, because as a producer and as a filmmaker, editor, and now I got any penny for me, and I'm really happy, because everything came after the prices in Cannes, in Sydney, in Durban, the screening in Lavallée, in Toronto here. So this is the more important than money for me and for my career. So it was that this was the deal that like make all and put all the energy, all I can do for this film. I did it. I did the editing. I did the dossier. I was helped with a lot of people from the field.
Yes.
In NIDFA, in HODAX, in DEFI, in Red Sea, in Marrakesh Atlas workshop. So Yordak, Sud Écriture, a lot of people helped this project to exist.
Yes.
And without the support of all these people, I don't think that the film will see the light or will be released.
Take a project like this, and you create all these different narrative threads to then find yourself with a very defined vision. How do you take, which is a huge market, and then make a recipe out of it?
I think that time was important in this relationship between me and my rushes. As I have nothing to make this film from the beginning, it was nothing. Everything is erased. No archive, nothing. So I should, as a filmmaker, to create my own archive during these 10 years. And in the last 1 year before finishing the film, I shoot in the atelier, and I used everything I did by myself, became an archive. If we take now a picture, after 1 hour it became an archive. Mm-hmm. So I did my archive by my own self, and this helped me to have an idea about there is the material of what I call archive, even if I did it, so it's my archive, and what I shoot in the atelier, in the main shooting. The time took makes things better, because when I shoot, for example, in 2013, I stopped it and I took 2 years, and then I came back and I shoot. I stopped and I come back into 2017 and 2020. So I think time was really, really important to create this interaction with me, with my family, and with my rushes also. Mm-hmm. And I arrived in the editing. It was super hard for me to choose which will be better for creating sequences, mm-hmm. because I had no sequences in the rushes. I have just like footage, but I shoot to create with my voiceover, with writing something, and to create something like something with hands that you are creating in timeline, with materials created in 2013 and with materials created in 2020, and you should just to choose with your instinct, like a director, to choose the footage and to say now I will just like make the tagine or the cake, but I need the story. The story is me, is my voiceover. So it was like a creation, like someone who is working with the hands, and that's why I didn't touch the timeline as a timeline technical from the beginning, because it was super hard. I have ideas. I need to react quickly.
Yes.
That's why I was working with papers, titles, colors, and then colors. For example, this sequence is in red, the other one is in yellow, and I try to mix yellow with red to just like what's gonna happen if I bring from 2013 and something from 2017 and to talk about the same thing. So it was like that, and then after all this work, I get the contact with Nadia Ben Rashid, which is a real editor from Tunisia. She helped me to say yes for this sequence and no for this sequence. And final cut. I was looking for someone who tell me garbage, not garbage, because
no, you're too close to the material. You can't see.
I was like, it was a big accident to have to do everything in your own project. It was my case. I was not. I was not able to take a
distance. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. So I was thinking a lot about the conditions that you set when there are interactions with people, with other people with the figurines. So for you, did you feel a sense that you were setting up a small experiment every single time that you had to have a difficult discussion with members of the chosen subjects or your grandmother? Did you feel as if you had to set a box and have very specific questions, and how did that process work?
Like laboratory. It was like really laboratory. I trying things that I already asked 10 or 7 years before.
Yes.
So my characters are clever, and that's why I think that Mignature was here, because I had no idea when I will finish the film, and I told myself, if someone is missing, this film will exist without me, without someone. This film will exist with the figurine, because we install it from the beginning of this film. So for me, I asked all those questions before in the house, or when I meet them in the development. For them was the shooting, but for me was just development. And then they are clever, because when I ask again the same question, they just like, we know that we already talked about that. But the reaction, I didn't expect, for example, that she will broke the wood.
Yes. You don't know how she's physically gonna react.
I was like talking with my DOP. I just look at, okay, and for me it's enough, but we didn't cut, and she's like, what is this? And she cut. And for me, some things that happening in the atelier was like not expected, and this was good, because in the atelier I just created spaces. I told them, this is the symmetry. You should when we talk about, we move to the symmetry. We will not. This is a symmetry, but we are in the same atelier. Yes, we are in the same atelier, but we will just have these terms in mind. When we will move to the cinema, we will move to the cinema. We will go to the field of football. We will go to the cemetery. So this was like my characters was aware that we are making something, and that's why I think that I won the prize of mise en scène, because there was a mise en scène, but I changed the way how I tell the real fact. But I didn't change the fact, because the facts are here, are my characters, are real, the story is here. But it was very, very important for me to find a dispositive filmic that bring all these people out of of them fear.
Yeah.
The walls have ears. Walls have never ears. Just come in a space, we will talk freely, and then we will destroy everything. We will come back, and walls have never ears. And it was really, really great to create this interaction with my family and to show mechanism of lies that grew up in my family and maybe in the whole street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a very, I imagine, very therapeutic and very cathartic. If they're probably thanking you for not just making this document, but also for allowing us to get that stuff out.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about therapy, but it was a therapy finally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because now the relationship is changed between us to the good, and now we just like free. We are talking about everything. We have no limits, because we try to talk about what they was thinking, the hard, and nothing happened. Just like talking between us and just like removing all obstacles.
Yes, it's no longer
Just,
taboo.
yeah, just like it's not. We should not have a shame just to talk. It will be really, really unfair that you talk about your own story and someone else will be upset. It's crazy, and I think that even if in Morocco things are changing today, we are living now in a new Morocco that we are reconciled with the past. As my generation, really we feel the freedom to make films, to make arts, to talk. Morocco is changed. I believe that Morocco of today, it's not Morocco of yesterday.
And I think just the presence on the Croisette this year,
Yeah.
you had deserts, you had, you had yours, you had like Morocco for creative output and filmmakers that are the permission to create outside of the box and make really great art. You see it now. I mean, you're part of that new generation of filmmakers that are making really interesting films that are going to A-list film festivals. It's really refreshing to see that.
Yeah. It's really important to say how this new generation makes different cinema and can, with different cinema, go to the A festivals like Cannes, Toronto, Venice, Berlin, and win prizes. Because maybe we used to talk just about selections, but now we will talk about Moroccan cinema, not one director or one actor. No, we are talking about Moroccan cinema in Cannes. Because three feature films and one member of a competition, jury of competition, official competition, and one short film. So it's not easy to get all this in Cannes Film Festival, Cannes Film Festival. You know, and as I know, as everybody knows, how it's difficult to get a place in such a big festival. And I'm talking about Cannes, Venice, Berlin, Toronto, Sundance. Really, those are big festivals, and to get this place between all these huge distributors and producers with personal with personal experience, it is so big. And also Moroccan Cinematographic Center do a lot of things. As maybe you were in Cannes and you saw how Moroccan Cinematographic Center was helping with this pavilion. We did our cocktail, we bring our interviews there. So we had a place that help.
It's not token selections to put the spotlight. It's you guys deserve that spot because of the quality. It's as simple as that.
This was the most important things, and why I am happy as a director, because I know that it was the quality of the work. And nothing else, because I have a small company. It's my first feature film. I've never been selected in a big festival like Cannes. So I mean, this gives me a lot of energy to my second or my next experiences, because I believe that it was my work and the work of the other young filmmakers that was in Cannes. Yeah.
I'm going to thank you, shukran, for this film and for your time. I really, this film really spoke to me, and I really appreciate it on so many levels.
Thank you so much, shukran lik. We are now just waiting for the Oscars campaign. Why not? Everybody dream. It's a dream of every director. So we start now because I have two prizes that make the film eligible for Best Documentary Oscars. So fingers for us. Just we start.
I'm feeling confident, if you ask me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.